Hey, folks, welcome back to our final segment of what's going on in the experience here on Fox Sports 1280 iHeartMedia. And I had to go around the world. I had to go around the world to get my man, my old co-host out of South Africa, my brother Kingdom Mufhadu. He was here at U of R. He and I did a lot of great stuff in HIV, education and stuff of that nature, working in the community. Kingdom, welcome back to Rochester from South Africa, brother.
Welcome, my brother Nate. Thank you very much for the invite, and also to Ryan. Thank you very much. It's good to be back home. Rochester's home. Rochester's home. You know that. It's good to be here.
Yes. So, Kingdom, tell us what that you left us. You got your master's. You was at U of R, working in research. What you been doing since then?
Right. So I don't know if you remember, but while I was there at the University of Rochester as a worker within the HIV vaccine trials clinical research center, and also as a student in the master's program of the MPH, the public health. In 2012, sadly, my father passed away, so I had to leave the United States, return to South Africa, and then did some work in South Africa for a few years. Then went to Israel to finish off my master's in Israel at the University of Haifa. And I'm glad to say that central to my admission at the University of Haifa in Israel were the leaders like Wade Norwood, who was able to write me excellent recommendations based on my experience and my leadership that I've done in Rochester. That was able to put me in a great position to be part of the cohort of the master's program in Israel. So then I was in Israel for just over 2 years. I graduated. While I was in Israel, that's where I met my wife. Her name is Esther. Yeah, she's originally from Myanmar. And then we returned to South Africa. And then that's when I did malaria elimination work for Clinton Health Access Initiative. So I've been doing a lot of malaria elimination work. And then later on, I was the head of monitoring and evaluation for malaria elimination in 3 countries: South Africa, Mozambique, and Eswatini, previously called Swaziland. And then within my travels around South Africa and part of Southern Africa, I stayed at very beautiful scenic resorts, and lodges. Then I got the inspiration. I got the inspiration to say, look, this is so beautiful. Wouldn't it be nice one day to own such a thing myself? And then I with 2 other partners, we got some land out in Mpumalanga of the largest game reserve in South Africa called the Kruger National Park. So we've got a 30 hectare property. I think it's about 74 acres.
Whoa, okay.
Yes, we have a river inside. So we are.
Wait. Stop.
Yeah,
You mean to tell me a river flows through the resort?
absolutely.
Ooh.
Not only that,
Passport, here we come, Ryan.
absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. In fact, part of our plan.
One way ticket, more like.
Yeah. Look.
At this rate.
Yes. So part of our plans for next year is to deviate part of the flow of the river to build our small dam within the complex, just to have a sustainable supply of water. Yeah. So as things stand, we are the resort will be developed in 4 phases. We are currently right at the beginning. We've been at it since last year. This year we've been working a lot with. I've been communicating with some investors in South Africa, in Europe, and also a friend who was based in Manhattan, currently lives in Miami. He's involved in private jet aviation. So this is a very niche market whereby high net worth individuals take their families on these private jets to exotic locations. And I'm looking for Shitloni to be one of those locations for sure. That's why what we're starting to build is the VIP section, which will be these chalets or these mini houses across along the river. So that'll be along the river. And I think, yeah, I'm going to reserve 2 rooms for you guys just to make sure that you enjoy it.
Well, let
Love
me
it.
ask you a question, Kingdom. Is the government of South Africa giving you any financial assistance as a businessman, or this is strictly on you and your partnership?
So it's a mixed, we've got blended financing from corporations to foundations to bootstrapping to government grants. So, incidentally, I'll be participating in a national expo, a tourism expo, which is convened by the tourism department of the government of South Africa at the end of the month. You'll see all about that on the social media platforms.
Okay.
So yeah, so the government does give, but I mean, out of the 100% that we are working on, government comes in at about 5%.
Okay. Okay. So as you develop this land, right,
Yeah,
and as you're looking for various investors, you're in the second phase. So when do you plan on opening them up totally, or is it open and as you open, you develop? How
yeah,
you doing
exactly.
it?
So I mean, I believe in the principle of snowballing. So meaning, we're going to start with the high income generating section, which is the VIP area.
Mhm.
The proceeds from that, we will get into the construction of the general area. So we are looking to open the VIP late next year, around quarter 4 next year, and then we should open the general area around 2028.
So this is a 2 year plan basically. You're just
Yes,
getting up and start.
yes. Because I
Now
mean,
you
it's a
said
huge
something though.
land. It's a huge space of land, you know. So, you can't just build it
Mhm.
overnight, even if you had all the money in the world.
Exactly, because you really want to develop it and make it sustainable and long lasting.
Yeah,
One of the things that you said is interesting is folks, say if I don't have a private plane, me and Ryan ain't got one yet.
yeah.
We working on it, and we want to get there. We fly in to Johannesburg. How do we fly in to get to where we got to go?
Right. So you're going to fly in via the biggest airport in Africa, which is the OR Tambo Airport near Johannesburg. From there, it's either you can catch a short flight to the Kruger National Park, then drive to Shitloni, or land at the airport. We do have a strategic partnership with a shuttle service that we're working with already. You will see our cars will be branded. So it's a seamless transition from Rochester to landing in South Africa. You get into your shuttle. Your breakfast will be ready or lunch, whatever time it is. So as you know, I mean, one thing I need to state is we are targeting. It's actually a 4 star. It's a 4 star registration with the South African Tourism Agency. So
Mm.
we do offer concierge services. So there will be concierge services. So when you land, like I said, we are looking to work with these private jet or charter flights. Or you don't even have to come with a private jet. I mean, if you just arrive in South Africa, we'll take care of
Mhm.
you for sure.
So if we have some investors, how could they get in contact with you
Right.
to get a possible perspective, right,
Yes.
Ryan? Because Ryan has a club where he's at in the Hamptons called Zoe. It's kind of cool. So I'm looking at international marriage here, from
Yeah.
Zoe's to Silo. I'm keeping it a buck, Ryan. No, I
Yeah.
think I think outside the
Absolutely.
box. I'm like, spend a week in the Hamptons. Let's get on the flight, head out to South Africa, and let's go to Shiloh lifestyle.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, Ryan. That's actually, I mean, an excellent place. The Hamptons. Beautiful, beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful.
It's not as nice as Africa, man. It's truly not. We try, we
Well,
try,
thank
but it's
you.
just not as good.
Yeah. So,
Especially where you're at right now. I,
yes.
I gotta just say, it's just so wonderful everything that you're doing, and not to take
Yes.
it too far. I know the show's coming to an end, and I can't wait till
Mm-hmm.
next time because I just to take it in a totally different direction. I know Nate's gonna kill me, but you guys are trying to find a cure for HIV. That was what you
Mm-hmm.
were doing in Rochester, right?
Yes,
It
yes.
feel
Oh
it feels like
well, a
people.
vaccine. We were testing a vaccine. I
Yep.
was part of the HVTN, which is the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. It's an international organization of scientists and educators and doctors looking to find a vaccine for HIV globally. They are based in Seattle at the Fred Hutch Center at the University of Washington. So in Rochester, my role was to educate, was to be the bridge between the HIV
Yep.
Vaccine Research Center and the community because we looked at the data and we saw that African Americans were disproportionately affected by HIV, although they are the minority in percentage wise, but the numbers turn out to be majority in the African American. If you remember, Nate, I used to have this big talk called "What if What if Black America was a country?"
I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
When
What
you
if Black
talked about
America
the
was a
gross
country?
national product and everything, you
Yes,
you, you
yes,
broke it down in terms of the numbers, man.
yeah.
But Kingdom, man, we're gonna get you back here for part two because, like I said,
Absolutely.
Ryan, this is part
Yeah,
one.
yeah. In fact,
But I
part
really want to get
two,
this, and I really want to connect you, Ryan, honestly,
yeah,
between Zoe's and Shiloh. I'm telling you, I know there's something there, Ryan.
absolutely. In
I
fact,
believe
part
it.
two,
I do
I'll be
believe it.
talking a lot about the investment opportunities that exist. We're going to set up an investment platform in Miami, Florida, and also in the UK,
Okay.
and one in South Africa to cater for different markets.
Oh man, that's gonna be real good. Hey man, thanks
Yeah.
Kingdom for hanging out with us today. We're gonna get to part two next week. This is what's going on in the experience on Fox Sports 1280. My man Greg Vaughn was on earlier giving us the business because the U was supposed to win. San Fran's supposed to do their thing. Oh, and by the way, Kingdom, the Bills are in the playoffs. I don't know what that
Whoa!
means. But Kingdom was a big Bills fan.
Absolutely. I
He's a
can't forget
big
the
Bills
tailgating.
fan.
Yo, Nate, I can't forget the
Now you see,
tailgating.
see Ryan tailgating. Hey,
I
until
can't forget
next
the
week, Ryan. Thanks
tailgating.
so much for hopping back on, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much,
Thank
guys,
you,
for
Kingdom.
having me.
Everybody, thanks for listening. Remember, we can be found at Fox Sports Radio, WGO.com, or all platforms. What's going on, sports?
Yes, and keep your link on, Kingdom. Don't lose us. Stay right there. We'll see you next week. Hey, folks, welcome to a special edition of What's Going On in the Experience on Fox Sports 1280. This is our crossover show with the Ryan Show. What up, Ryan V down in NYC?
That's right. Hey, we're all one, man. That's the way I look at things. Hamptons, Africa, Ryan, Nate. It doesn't matter where we are. We are one and the same. It's a beautiful
And then
thing.
and then we got our man Kingdom on the line with us for part two of our I guess our insight into what's happening in Africa and what he's doing on his resort, safari resort. Kingdom, thanks for part one. How you doing today?
I'm great, Nate. Thank you very much. Hi, Ryan. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I look forward to sharing my experiences and also the great resort with the fans of the Ryan Show and also the What's Going On the experience.
Hey, so
Kingdom,
so let's get into it.
I,
I'm sorry, Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
I got to ask one thing, man, because I was traumatized at the Six Flags Safari when I was only 3 or 4 years old. An ostrich stuck its head inside the car and started gawking and screaming. So I just wonder, is this the kind of safari that it is? Like you're going down there, we're gonna see all types of cool animals and lions and tigers, no bears. Like what are we in for in terms of the animals and the actual safari experience? Because I want to ask you last time and it totally slipped my mind.
Yeah. So, having a full-on safari comes with a lot of regulation. We are in the parameters of the biggest safari area in South Africa called the Kruger National Park. So we don't have the big five
Ooh.
animals in our property. Instead, just like most of the neighboring resorts, we will have a relationship with the Kruger National Park, which a short drive from Shihloni, you'll be able to access the big five through the Kruger National Park.
What are the big five?
Oh, so let me
Yes,
see if
thank
I
you.
can
Good
count
question.
all of them. Definitely the lion is there. The lion, elephant, tiger, buffalo, and
Mm.
what's the other one? Number five. Okay,
Zebra?
yeah, in part three, I'll tell you the big five.
Okay.
There we go.
I like that, Kingdom. He
Yeah,
said,
I
"I'll
had
give
to
you the
ask
big five in part three."
because that's like
So,
I've
Kingdom.
had nightmares about the damn ostriches for all these years, and the thought, like you see videos sometimes of people getting dragged away by lions, like way safer this way that you're doing it. Makes a lot more sense, less liability.
yeah.
So, Kingdom. As we look at this phenomenal lifestyle, tell us about how Americans, everyday Americans, for the first time, can invest in something like this.
Okay, thanks, Nate. So essentially, we're building a safari luxury resort, as I've said, on the edge of the Kruger National Park in South Africa. And this is where it gets exciting that for the first time, everyday Americans can actually invest in an African luxury resort through the crowdfunding model, which essentially means you're owning a piece of the safari dream, and it's quite accessible. Of course, we're going to get into the greater details once we have our soft launch and our major launch in the US. And later on in the interview, obviously, I will go into a deep dive where I'm going to speak more about different platforms for investment.
So let me ask you another question. This
Mhm.
is not like a timeshare, is it?
No,
Because people got, they'll get a little squirrely when, oh, it sounds like a timeshare. I don't want to do that. What's the difference between this and a timeshare?
right. So this, firstly, maybe I should just break down the different investment tiers. Shishoni is divided
Yep.
into three different tiers. The very first one is institutional. These are the big investors, typically the major funding institutions in South Africa. So that's where everyday Americans or everyday South Africans or everyday British don't get involved. Then the second tier is the accredited tier. This is the high net worth individuals or even private equity players. Then the third tier and the final tier is the crowdfunding tier. This is a small investment which is accessible online. The major difference here is not timeshare. You are buying equity into Shihloni in a form of bonds. These bonds are financial
Okay.
instruments that are locked for a certain period of time, and it has a certain predicted return on investment. So you do have an ROI upon maturity, and it's quite short term
So,
because it's
um,
within 3 5 years.
there's a short term bond. Okay. And who holds the interest? I mean, who backs the bonds? Is it the government? Is it you? I mean, who backs those bonds to be legitimate?
Right. So we'll be working with three platforms. I'll be specific about the United States. So in the United States, we'll be partnering with Realty Mogul. Realty Mogul is a premier property crowdfunding platform in the United States. It's SEC accredited, the Security Exchange
Mm.
Commission accredited. So it's fully compliant with the banking and the money exchange rules that govern South Africa, the United States, and the world. Now, when it comes to South Africa, we will be linked with the SEC type similar arrangement to just ensure that all the fiduciary and the financial aspects are above board. So when investments are made, it does not literally go into the Shihloni account. In fact, investors will be able to log on into an American platform to track one, the progress of everybody else and their own progress in terms of the growth of the investment. So it's everything above board, and that's how we intend to do it. So in other words, we are we actually encourage to partner with American players so that Americans can be at ease just to know that the investment is in the good hands. It's not just, throwing money somewhere in Africa and hope for the best. No, this is all above board.
Okay, now another question for you. If you invest as an American citizen, do you have to report this? You as a foreign agent do an investment in South Africa. Do you have to report that to the government? Because you know how squirrely our government is, Ryan. They're gonna
Hmm.
make you report. So if you're gonna do investments, do you have to report as a foreign agent doing business in South Africa? I think that's a good question, by the way.
Yes, so no, absolutely. As I've said, for fiduciary reasons. So what's going to happen is, as Reality Mogul is an accredited receiver of funds for property investments, they already have a built-in system that will facilitate the reporting. So
Okay.
investors put in the funds, what's going to happen is they'll
Hmm.
fund themselves fully compliant with the assistance of the platform. As I've said, it's an American based platform, and we're just happy to be in partnership with them.
All right, Ryan, you got a question?
I mean, you're asking some good questions here, Nate. I mean, my questions are more like silly stuff about animals. And all right, so let's start with this. Like, what? Say I sign up for this resort to go for a week. What am I in for? What are my experiences going to be?
Can you please repeat that? I didn't get the question. Right?
What is the resort experience? Like, say I sign up for the resort and I'm there
Mm-hmm.
for a week. What can I expect to do at this resort?
Right. So we have a 360 experience, which includes a concierge service. So your experience actually begins while you're still at home packing, because
Mm.
Oh wow.
you will be sent an itemized, personalized itinerary for you to engage with while you're there. If you remember from part one, you will be welcomed by our easily recognizable concierge service men and women. They'll take into the shuttle where you'll be delivered to Shihloni. Upon arrival, complimentary refreshments. Then you can go to your apartment, your chalet, your room, just to rest. Then, we have dinners, we have tribal African dancers, we have the VIP bomber,
Mm.
where it's like a barbecue, like an open air barbecue for the night. Then we will
Mhm.
be partnering with some masseurs for the spa treatment. The spa treatment will be there available as well. And then we're also looking to build a trail for quad bikes and also for horses, like horse trails. So that's one.
Mm. Hmm.
Yes. And then
What about a golf course? Any golf courses?
no, unfortunately not. But there are some golf courses within the vicinity which we can actually
There you go.
prearrange so that you get the full experience. But we will
What
have
is
a
some
shooting
like
range.
traditional?
Yeah, but we will have a shooting range. Sorry, Ryan. Yeah.
Nice. That's gonna get some Americans over there for sure.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of like because for me, when I went to a resort in Mexico, one of the best parts was the food that they had there, and you could
Hmm.
try all types of authentic cuisine from the
Yeah.
area, and then some. What kind of great South African cuisine can we look forward to eating at the
Right.
resort?
Look, when you get to Shihloni, you will experience African culinary masterpieces. These are not meals; these are masterpieces. So South African food is quite
Mm.
savory, and we will go from cuisine, high-end fine dining to delicacies, where you'll be feeding you food like mopani worms, which is actually a worm that is dried up and then is sautéed, quite juicy, a lot of proteins.
Okay.
And then we have what we call a braai, which is like a barbecue. Um, and then we'll have, it's just, within the VIP area, there will be a dedicated area for private dining under the African sky, overlooking that river that I told you about in part one. So in terms
Well,
of the food,
let's go back to that river.
hmm
Because you talking about that food, that river situation, that sounds very interesting. Explain that again to the
yes,
listeners
I missed
about
the
the
last
river.
part. Yes,
I said, explain the river situation to the
right.
listeners again and the viewers. You're
hmm
talking about that beautiful river that's going to
Right.
run through it.
Yes. So right at the top of Shihloni property, there's a river that runs through it, and within the river,
Mm,
on both sides of the bank, that's where we'll be building the VIP accommodation, which is quite exclusive, and also, a fair distance between each chalet or accommodation, just to ensure privacy and just comfort. So you'll be able to sit on your veranda or your porch under the African stars, overlooking the river and having a great, South African wine, listening to great South African music, and having an excellent South African meal. So that's what we're trying to promise, and we're working hard at it. We intend to partner with the local chefs of the area just to ensure that you get the best organic, experience when it comes to hospitality at Shihloni Lifestyle Luxury Resort.
okay, so before we leave, how can one invest in this property right now? If you're an American, and I'm excited because I think you said 2028 is
Yeah,
when we open. So I'm excited. I want to get rocking and rolling now, Ryan. You know what I'm saying? What can I do now to make
right,
this happen, Kingdom?
right. Thank you. So two things are going to happen. The first one is we're going to have a soft launch, probably with the Rochester friends and some friends possibly in the Hamptons if they're interested. This is like a soft launch to give preferential access. This is the soft launch which is
Hmm.
going to happen in April, and then in June we're having a full-on launch which is going to be national in the entire United States.
Mm.
And by then, within the YouTube or any other social media. In fact, we are on social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Just type in Shihloni, and then you'll be able to see Shihloni Lifestyle Luxury Resort. Also, the website. That's where you get the full details. The investment is actually minimal compared to what one investor stands to benefit, because as I've said, we've got three different tiers of investment, from a major investor to a mid-tier investor to just a regular person
Hmm.
who wants a piece of the African safari. So as I've said, it's going to happen in two phases. The first soft launch, and then we're going to open it up to the rest of the country in the United States.
Okay, before we leave, spell the website that I can go to and everything. So spell it out for them. I know Ryan's gonna put it underneath, but make sure you
Okay.
spell it so they can know what it
So
is. Okay? Hello?
okay.
Kingdom.
Okay. So yes.
You
So the
got it?
website
Yeah.
is, yeah. Okay. So the website is www.shihlonilifestyle.co.za, and I'm sure for our YouTube friends they'll be able to find it on the Ryan Show's description, and then yeah, just to get the spelling right so that you'll be able to find it online, and then also on our social media you'll be
Okay.
able to get all the full details regarding the investment.
All
We
right.
shall link it in. We'll make it easy for him.
Excellent.
Well,
Thank you
well,
very
well,
much.
Kingdom, I want to thank you for part two, my brother. We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll do a part three after the launch, after the April thing. As we come up towards that,
Yes.
you come back on. Let me know the people in Rochester you're thinking about and where you want to do it at, because
Yeah.
I can help you with that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's always good to have, my Rochester family constantly having my back. Much appreciated.
Well, we got
Hamptons
you.
too, man.
You got a new family in the Hamptons too.
That's
Absolutely. I
right.
mean,
We
I'm
got the
already
connection going
at
with Zoe.
Zoe's, I'm already at Zoe's in Hamptons. So it's home as well.
Let's go. Everybody, thank you for listening. The link, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but the link to the safari is going to be all over our social media and website. So go check it out. And folks, thanks for listening. Kingdom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, friends. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye bye.